Hi, everybody who's joining us on YouTube. I'm Mary Kay, and thank you for joining our Zoom class. We're going to be painting a surfer on a green wave with an orange sky today. Use a 1-inch brush. A 3/4 will work just as well. And the first thing I'm going to do is just wet the top third of my painting. Where the wave is, I'm going to leave it dry. So this will just be the sky. Didn't use much paint. I don't know if any of you have a paint called New Gamboge, but it's this orangey looking one right here. And this is my Hansa Yellow Medium or Bumblebee Yellow. That's going to be the main color that I use. And I want to put it on very, very bright. I think this painting works best with a really bright sky. And then this is the New Gamboge. Just trying to get it to sort of be more orange on this side. And sort of just soften as it goes across. I might even put a little bit of permanent rose into the New Gamboge. How's that going to work? It works better with the yellow and the permanent rose. So I can even go more orange over here. So it's going from orange to more yellow as it goes across. And I'm just trying to I'll just tilt that a little bit, run it around a little bit. Well, that's kind of fun. And then I want to lift out that white spot. There's a number of ways you can lift things out. One is you can just, you can actually use a brush and just make the brush twist. One way, that worked pretty well. Might go back in. So I cleaned out my brush. I got it really, really dry. And I just put it here and I just twisted it. That's called a thirsty brush. And it just picks up the paint. But it's so damp that it's going back in. And so if I wipe it later, it'll be good. But that looks kind of like a sun up there. So my horizon line's kind of going up. I'll just straighten that out just a tiny bit. Okay. The other way to do it is just to have a super clean paper towel. It works best if your paper towel's damp and really squished out. And it has to be clean. And then you can just twist the paper towel and get a nice semicircle. That works too. Now the thing that I'm going to do is wet the bottom third, maybe a little bit less. I'll make the waves bigger. So I'm making these 3 parts of the painting slightly different sizes. I'm making a striped flag here. So I'm wetting the bottom. So it's a little, I ended up wetting just about exactly thirds. I'm going to take the yellow and just, oops, that's too much, I think. I just want basically just to make it not be pure white. And while that's damp, I'm going to sign my name. Can't really see it, but I'll put more color over it and it'll show up better. I'm going to take a little bit of orange and see what happens. There, my name showed up with that little bit of orange. Now while, so now the part that is dry is where the wave is. And I'm going to start with my Mary Blue Green Blue. Just pure paint on pure white paper, and the paper's dry right now. And I'm going to make my brush strokes in the shape of the wave, and I'm going to leave the white surfboard white. If I touch my orange sky with this green paint, it's going to kind of blossom up into it, which I think I'm going to kind of like. So I'm just going to start. Oh, it's so intense. It's beautiful. I love it. Oh. This is on dry paper. I'm purposely, I'm making the stroke so it's the shape of the wave that he's riding. And I'm going to make sure I leave a little white spot for the surfboard. So I just kind of made an arrow there. And then this is the wave coming down. If I touch the bottom, it'll blur into the wet bottom a little bit. And here I go on the top. I'm going to see what happens when I touch the orange sky. Just barely going in there. So that was dry. This ocean part's still dry paper. And now I'm going to go to manganese blue hue or cerulean. And I'm going to fill in this little spot here behind the wave. And this little spot over here. It's kind of like an ocean. I'm going to add a little bit more of the blue color over here. And it's the shape. Each brush stroke is the direction and the shape of the wave moving. from right to left. And now, while it's wet, while the ocean's wet now, I'm going to go in with some bumblebee yellow and add a little bit of yellow into it, and it'll make it even more green. The sun is shining back there. It's really almost a semi-abstract sort of painting. I think if that's his surfboard, there better be just paint. There better be a color right there. And then in the foreground, I'm going to use the same colors in my brush, and I'm going to add a little bit to here, right over the orange. And I want this front part to be pretty blurry, so I just painted it in. Now I mixed up those colors. So this is pale paint. In other words, it's not very much pigment. And I'm going to try to make little ripples here near in the foreground. So I'm just using the very tip of my brush and going horizontally. I think I'm going to go a little darker too. And then I want to have it go halfway between those little ripples and this blurry front. So I'm just adding a few strokes across. I feel like it needs to be a little darker right there where the wave is coming in. So I'm going to go in with like more green, blue green here. Whoa. I just get so excited sometimes when I'm painting. I love how the paint reacts with the paper. These colors are so amazing. So just brush those up. Oh, that's better. I think I like that. Now I can see that my sun has gotten a little bit misshapen, but the sun will do that. But I think I'll try to wipe it one more time. I'm going to use a different brush because that one's got green through it. Or maybe I can show you this other trick. So if I have something circular, my sun's gotten a little bit big. Here's this is how you do the other trick. So I have something that's cut out. That's the shape that I want. And then I get a brush. This brush is called a Fritsch scrub brush. And if you just have we used to call it a mother's kiss. We used to cut off our old oil painting bristle brushes. That's all this really is. Okay, so if I just scrub inside the circle like that and blot it, see if it turns out to be a sun. Oh, it was all wet. It made old marks everywhere. Well, that's a big fail. It's kind of looks cool though. That one, this one only works when it's dry. We'll let it dry and we'll see if it looks weird later. What I'm going to do right now is mute my screen and blow dry my wave so I can paint my surfer on there. kind of like it when it's not all perfect. So it just kind of captures the feel of it, and that's really what I'm always going for. I want the paint to kind of do its thing, and I want it to be part of it. So watercolor is so hard to manage that it's like raising a child. You have to see what they want to do too. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to mix some black, and the way that I'm going to do that is with indigo and burnt sienna. And I'm just going to be just crazily brave and just figure out where his front foot goes and about how big he's going to be and where his butt's going to be, and just go for it. So front foot, about right here on the surfboard. A little calf. Whoa, this big foot. He's enormous already. And then he's kind of hunched over. He's got a cute little bum. And then his other legs come back. His head, he's got a black hood on his head, so he's just all black. Shoulder. He's skinny right now. See how fat I want to make him. Or her, maybe it's female. Arm coming down. Looks like he's ready to jump off. I'm just cleaned out my brush, and now I have just a little bit of black paint in it, and I'm going to put some shadow underneath here. Like that. I think it needs to have a little bit of greenish paint shadowing in this surfboard too. Very upright surfer there. See, how would I fix that? Lower his butt. Put a little. That's a bird. I think I better stop. I want to see if I can show you this trick here. Okay, I'm going to try again. So if I want to put a white circle or a half circle right there, I need to have a super clean brush. Now my paper's dry. This is my Fritz scrubber. It's wet but wrung out, so it's damp and clean. And if I just scrub inside this circle, and I'm not going over the blue, just in the yellow, and then lift it out with a clean paper towel. There, that's better. That's how you do it. Hey, that's my painting. Ah, I
I can't see it, so I can't tell if I'm holding it in the right place.
It is. It's in the right spot. Yeah, you've got it. He's on a giant wave.
Yeah, the wave isn't quite like a wave, but
It's a wave for sure, but you made him smaller, so he looks like he's riding a giant wave. It's good.
it's Mavericks.
Yes. Anybody else? Dee? Oh, here's Penny.
Myself.
Oh, I love all the watery parts of it.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Look at that splash. It looks like a forest.
It kind of does. But isn't that the wonderful part? I mean, don't try to take it out or change it, because I see definitely like a little wolf in the left part.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
it's a
it
dog.
looks like a wolf. It does.
And the part where the water, the green and the blue have mingled in the wave, it's beautiful. So,
Like a crab coming out of the water to me.
oh yes. Yeah, I see that too now that you say that.
Sea monster.
Yep. And so don't try to change that, because those are the, the wonderful parts of that little painting. So Dee's got hers. Let's look at Dee's. Ah, beautiful. Look at your sky colors, are gorgeous, and you really have the wave is moving along. You really feel the movement, and you made a surfboard orange, so that reflects the sun and ties it together.
That's great.
Yeah, very good. This is a fast painting, huh?
Uh-huh.
Vicki, did you paint? I think Vicki froze on me.
Yeah.
There she is.
Here she
There
is.
she is.
Nice.
Beautiful colors. I love the light colors in your water and how you got the yellow or the orangey yellows in there. And again, you made the surfer small, so the wave looks huge. And he's got a good balance to him, or her. Really nice. Good lifting your sun. What technique did you use to lift your sun?
The brush.
The brush, yeah. Good. Getty, did you get to paint?
I did, but I didn't put the surfer in yet. I'll show it to you, but it's where I'm.
Hold it
I
up.
just haven't gotten it
Yeah, hold it up a little bit.
because it's not dry.
Hold it up, Mike.
Can you pull it away from the screen a little bit?
How's
Yeah,
that?
that's beautiful water.
I just
Yeah.
kept. I'm gonna wait to put the surfer in because it's still damp.
Yeah,
And I didn't dry it.
good. Yeah, as soon as you put the surfer in, it's there. It's beautiful. The colors are gorgeous.
Thank you.
Nina?
Yes, I painted too.
Oh, she's got some color. Look at that.
Wow.
I love the little white at the top of the wave. It really feels like the lip of the wave. That's really good.
I lost the sun when I went to use the lifting brush.
Yes.
Were lifted right off, and I wasn't pressing real hard or anything. But anyway.
You can still lift it. Maybe, I don't know you got some green in the sky where the green may not lift up, because that green is just so staining. But
Right.
you could try, when it's super dry, get something round and scrub out the round spot. Or not.
Okay.
Either way. Maybe put it over on the left. The sun on the left.
I'll have two suns.
Mary,
That
we
was
saw
fun.
yours, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so we've seen everybody, is that right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
I wonder what are you looking at, Penny?
A blank piece of paper to try again.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Very
Oh, thank
fun,
you.
easy,
Mary Kay, that was fun.
That was really fun. Thank you.
fun, colorful painting. Mary, you could try this one with your finger paints.
It would be fun.
Mary has some oil paints that are water soluble, and she took a workshop. You would use gloves, right?
I didn't take a workshop. I did it through a book.
Oh, okay.
I just followed along in a book.
Oh, it was a book. Oh, I thought it was a.
And you wear
Okay.
gloves.
Yeah, that might be fun to try this with that technique.
It would.
All right, I will say goodbye to all our YouTubers.